Hello and welcome. If you've ever been around the SAP universe, you've definitely heard people throw around the terms ALE and IDoc. Well, they are the absolute backbone of how SAP systems communicate. So today, in part one of our intro to SAP ALE IDocs, we're going to break it all down. Welcome to the SAP Tech YouTube channel. My goal here is simple. By the end of this, you're going to have a really solid grip on what IDocs are, how they work, and why they are so incredibly important for any business running on SAP. All right, let's dive right in. First things first, what is an IDoc really? To get why it's so powerful, you've got to understand its main job, which is to create a universal standard for moving data around.
So, at its very core, an IDoc, which stands for Intermediate Document, is basically a standard data container. Its whole purpose in life is to shuttle information from one system to another. And that could be from one SAP system to another one, or even from SAP to a completely different non-SAP system.
Okay, so here's the best way to think about it, and this analogy is going to stick with us. Just imagine an IDoc as a standardized digital shipping container. It's this universal box, right? You can pack it with any kind of data you want, seal it up, and ship it off, knowing that the system on the other end knows exactly how to open it and what to do with the contents.
So what kind of stuff can we actually pack inside this digital container? Well, pretty much any business data you can imagine. We're talking master data, like all your material master details. We're talking transactional data, things like purchase orders and invoices that need to fly between systems. And you can even pack custom data in there too. If you've got special fields, no problem. They can tag along. Okay, so we've got our container packed. Now what happens next? Let's follow the actual journey of this digital package, all the way from the sender to the receiver.
And the whole process is just super logical. It kicks off when a program in the sending system grabs the data it needs. Then, it neatly packs that data into our IDoc container and basically hits send. On the other side, the target system catches the IDoc, another program unpacks it, and boom, the data gets posted right into its database. It's a clean, 5-step handoff.
Now this journey usually plays out in one of two ways. When you're sending an IDoc from one SAP system to another, it's a piece of cake. They speak the same language. But what if you're sending it to a system that isn't SAP? Well, that's where you need a translator in the middle. We call this middleware, and its entire job is to catch that IDoc and translate it into a format the other system can actually understand.
So, we know what the container does, but what's really inside of it? Let's pry this thing open and take a look at the structure. This is where it gets really clever. And it all boils down to 3 core parts, and our shipping analogy just keeps working perfectly. Every single IDoc has a control record. That's the shipping label. It has 1 or more data records. Those are the actual goods inside the box. And finally, it has status records, which are just like the tracking updates you get when you order something online. Let's zoom in on that shipping label, the control record. For you tech folks, this is stored in table EDIC. This section has all the critical admin info. Who sent it? Who's it going to? What kind of message is this? A purchase order, an invoice? All that essential metadata lives right here. Next up, the data record. This is the heart and soul of the IDoc, stored in table EDID4. This is the whole reason we're sending the package in the first place. It's the actual business data, the goods, and it's organized really neatly into different segments, kind of like labeled compartments for your material numbers, quantities, prices, and so on. And finally, we have the status record, which you'll find in table EDIS. Think of this as the package's live tracking system. Every single time something happens to the IDoc, a new status is logged. So you can literally watch its journey, from status 01, which means IDoc generated, all the way to a happy status 53, which means application document posted successfully. It's a perfect audit trail.
So all this technical stuff is cool, but why does any of it matter? Why has this been a cornerstone of SAP for decades? Well, the answer is all about the huge business advantages it brings to the table.
I mean, the benefits here are massive. You're replacing slow, manual processes with automated, near real-time data flow. Because you're using one standard format, you get to ditch all those messy custom integrations. This means way less manual typing, which means way fewer human errors. And maybe the best part? Thanks to those status records, every single piece of data is completely traceable from start to finish. So as we wrap up part 1, here's something to think about. What kind of problems happen in your own organization when different systems or departments can't talk to each other smoothly? Now imagine
How could a standardized, automated, and traceable way of exchanging data, just like this, totally transform your business?
For a much deeper dive and more details, please be sure to check out the information we've put in the description of this video.
And hey, if you found this helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, share it with a colleague, and of course, subscribe to the SAP Tech YouTube channel for more explainers like this one.